When you look at the struggles of black people, when you look at what we're going through right now, even though we've advanced and we've progressed, yes, yeah, but none of our leaders in the Caribbean or Africa make a decision unless a European makes a decision for them first. This is the reality that we face at this time, and we can't pass that legacy onto our children, because how are we supposed to make them? Why isn't Jamaica making the most of marijuana, which as hemp, yeah, can make clothes, can make furniture, can make many, in Camden, if you go down to Camden, there's a hemp shop. Go in there and look at the products in that hemp shop. You think it's just going all up in smoke, yeah? Hemp is big, big business. It can lift the Caribbean and African countries out of debt. But once again, yeah, we will set a precedent for the world, yeah, but we're not going to reap the benefits out of it, yeah, at this present time. And that, I think, is really, really sad. And I think we, yeah, in the diaspora, in the Caribbean and Africa, we have to come together to change that for the next generation, for our children.
There was empires in Africa called Kush, Timbuktu, where every race came to get books. My success to you, even if you wish me the opposite. Sooner or later, we'll all see who the prophet is.
Spoken word artist, I'm a journalist, and various other things. And Reggae Doctor is the #1 distributor of reggae music in the whole of the UK. Yeah, and so we kind of just thought we collectivize the energies and the efforts and bring it here for you today. All right, so that's who we are.
See a lot of shy faces right there today.
So that's rule #1, yeah? No shyness allowed, yeah? In Words and Riddims Live Lounge, yeah? Everybody have to talk, that's where it go, all right? But we're just going to be facilitating discussion and hopefully getting your viewpoints, you know, on different things. We've got a few discussion points for you of varying different natures, so we don't want to just deal with one type of topic or two type of topic. We want to, you know, do a whole spectrum. Everyone know who Chronixx is?
Yeah.
If you don't know, you get to know, alright? And don't worry, you don't have to be a Jamaican to take part in the conversation, alright? It's free and open to everybody. But the point is that when one of the things that Portia Simpson, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, had said when she went to America, spoke in New York, she spoke about the fact that the first national hero of Jamaica, who is Marcus Mosiah Garvey, is still in the American criminal justice system as a criminal, yeah? He was arrested and tried and convicted of mail fraud, yeah? Which was actually proven nowadays to be a false charge, but they still haven't removed or exonerated him. So there's a campaign to exonerate Marcus Mosiah Garvey. So, Chronixx, looking at all this situation, took to Instagram, posted a picture of Marcus Mosiah Garvey and said, this man, referring to Marcus Mosiah Garvey, still have a criminal record. You know, it's a Jamaican when he said have instead of has, yeah? Still have a criminal record in the United States, and we glorify some waste man, yeah? Now the waste man he's referring to is Barak Obama, all right? This man hunted and imprisoned by our Jamaican government, who some years later paved a peaceful and safe path for US President to address us. A race of good for nothing. That's a quote from Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Then we have 4 fireball, so it's Latin fire on the thing, and he says that's why black faces don't mean anything to Rasta anymore. So basically, Chronixx is basically saying, well, we're bigging up the American president when he comes to the nation and whatever, but in America, our first national hero is still on their books as a criminal, yeah? And so, but we ain't saying nothing about that. Barak Obama is in a position to do something about it, and we're just hailing him up, right? This particular Instagram post caused major uproar, yeah? People in Jamaica were cussing off Chronixx, people in America were cussing off Chronixx, and the Minister of Culture and Youth basically came out to him to call out and chill out and not lick out against people like that. So the question that we're asking, Kings and Queens, with that backdrop, yeah? Your views and opinions. Was Chronixx ruled fiercely and out harder, yeah, to refer to the visiting American president as a waste man, yeah? Should he not have done that, yeah? And what impact do you think it's going to have on, because this is the debate that me and Mixmaster was having and me and Reggae Doctor kind of started having. What impact do you think it's going to have on his career, yeah, now that he's done that? Because you have to understand that Chronixx has been to America before and done quite high profile interviews. He's been on Jimmy Fallon show, which is one of the biggest late night shows, yeah, on American television. Right? It's quite a big thing for a reggae artist, yeah, to have done that. And so he's got appeal in America. So we're asking, what impact do you think is going to have on his career, if any? And do you think he is faced through an order for calling the President of America a waste man? So feel free to raise your hand. Chantel'e is going to kindly rove around with the roving mic. The doctor's going to start off the team.
Feels comfortable to have my own mic, man, finally. Right. Can I be as raw as I can?
Yeah.
You sure?
Parking up the teeth there, read out proper.
On radio, I have to kind of curb my attitude and curb my style. But I'm in front of my people today, so I can be me. Right. Chronixx, big artist, we love him. He's doing really well. Wait until you're here, then I'm going to say something. Don't respect that. You understand me? That's not being 100% real. You understand me? Because now, as soon as it dies down, he's not going to mention more about it. You haven't heard him sing a song about it yet. You understand me? So he could have just left that out and just be with his brethren and burn a one fire there. Because if it was, I hope everybody's straight in it, you know.
Move on.
He takes a lot of Jamaican artists take a back step when it comes on to talking about gays and homosexual. In Jamaican term, batty man, chichi man, fish, whatever we want to call it. Now, I'm sure he would have been conscious enough not to really burn out those kind of people there on his regular songs there, because he knows the impact of what's going to happen and he's going to stop his food. You understand me? Like we've seen with other popular artists, you understand? When we refer to people like Bob Marley, them man they blaze the fire right throughout. You understand me? Throughout his songs, everywhere he went, he stood for something. You understand? Chronixx can't be getting up, going to America and want American visa and work and whatsoever in America, and then you don't burn the fire over there. I don't think it's right. And then you wait till he gets here, then you blaze a fire, and then now everybody's coming down on you. I don't think it's right. It's just wrong timing to me.
Wrong timing, alright, that's one viewpoint. I was in Jamaica at the moment, and he was giving me these live reports, and he was saying, there's a problem with Jamaica's roads all the while. It's one of the biggest problems for decades, yeah, generations, right? And enough roads that couldn't fix last year and the year before that got fixed because Barak Obama was coming to the country. Yeah, people were vending on the pavement, that kind of thing. They got moved off, forcibly moved off because Barak Obama was coming to the country. So you see all these things happening, you see what I'm saying? But at the same time, Chronixx wasn't the only person that saw all of these things. The rest of the nation, more or less, was celebrating the arrival of the president, even in spite of it. So I'm saying, what do we think of that? Because this is something that happens in any African Caribbean nation. Whenever the president goes there, did anybody see when Barak Obama went to Ghana? Yeah, that was a similar situation. Yeah, he went there and they were blowing the horn and he's nice with the people. And everyone was celebrating. The whole parliament came out, right? And anyway, let's not go into that right now. But it's a serious thing. But I'm saying that let's bring it to a UK perspective, right? Let's say Obama came here, yeah, and let's say one of the prominent UK artists, let's say Tidy Temper. No, let's not use Tidy Temper. It's not an example. Let's say Akala, yeah. Said something about the president that weren't positive, yeah? Do you reckon the whole of the British nation will come down on the Carla's head, like the artist's head?
Yes.
Yeah? For saying something about it. Who thinks yes? Raise your hand. Yeah? That's about 3, 4, 5 people. Who says no, they wouldn't come down on his head? That's about one person. Can I get somebody with a no perspective to share their opinion? No, they wouldn't come down on their head.
No, they wouldn't.
You want to say why? Pass the mic.
The British people move with the majority, innit? If the majority say...
One second, sis. Let me get the... Come again.
No, I'm saying no, because the British people, the average British person would move with the majority.
Anybody else with a no perspective? If Akala was to diss the American president on a visit to the UK, would the British people come down on his head? Alright, anybody with a yes perspective? Yes, they would, and why? Yes, they would, and why? Who said yes? The top thing, no man. Behind you.
Right. Yeah, they would come down on his head, but he's not big enough. If he was a big artist, yeah, everyone would. Yeah, but because he's only little man, everyone's not gonna come down his head. Only us who really know about him, they're gonna come down his head, but nah.
Alright, I'm gonna read a couple of the things here. When Chronixx posted the thing, these are some of the things that people had to say in response to him. Okay? Alright, one comment was Wasteman with a question mark. But you're there on TV in a Wasteman country, I perform your songs. Such hypocrisy. So this person is basically saying that because Chronixx goes to America and performs, he's a hypocrite for calling the American president a wasteman. Yeah?
Then no artist can go nowhere to.
Who wants to comment on that?
He's not a hypocrite for saying that. Because what he's saying is he's going to come to the... When they're saying here comes trouble, yeah? So obviously you have to get in there. So even if you're friending somebody and you're trying to get somewhere to mash up everything, he can go in there and be cool. He doesn't have to go in there and say, I'm going out. I never met him in the country. So I think that him doing that means like... Oh, lose my head. Like he's not being a hypocrite. He went into the country, yes, he's got to promote himself, he's got to make his own money, but he doesn't need to lick us with Barak. You understand? And at the end of the day, if Jamaica can fix the road for Barak Obama to come over, they should fix it all the time. There's no problem with them fixing the road. You understand? So it don't make no sense in him. He's seeing everything, and everyone can see what he can see, but it's just he's the only one speaking up. That's all it is. So,
alright.
He's right.
Another thing that was said in response to him, you are a fraud, they said. How dare you address the man as such? You sing conscious lyrics, but you do not practice what you preach. Give back your American visa, since you are so high and mighty. Another thing that was said in response to him, you are a fraud, they said. How dare you address the man as such? You sing conscious lyrics, but you do not practice what you preach. Give back your American visa, since you are so high and mighty. This person obviously don't know that American visa is very hard to come by.
Very hard.
The other one says, blatant disrespect of my president. Your comment was uncalled for. You earn wages in America. And one says, you call the world boss a waste man. Now, up until that point, I thought Vybz Kartel was the world boss. Yeah? I'm just saying, that's what I thought. Right? You know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, go easy. Mind you put your career at risk. So that's why, you know what I'm saying. Now, I must say, Chronixx's response to that particular comment was, I will go on more American stations this year and chant liberation again and again and again and again. When I speak, I don't really think about career and things like that. Not frightened for career either. Never barred with career. May the teachings of the beloved Marcus Garvey forever take root in our hearts. May the leaders of today take counsel in his divine teachings. That's what Chronixx said in response. Abraham Lincoln, yeah? He's a big guy, right? Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, whatever. Let's say now Portia Simpson, Mama P, yeah, goes to America, yeah, and let's say Dolly Parton, yeah, big country and western artist, yeah, in America. Let's say Dolly Parton, yeah, says, here I know in America and whatever, right? Yeah, but not deal with that woman there, you know, because she have Abraham Lincoln as a criminal, fire for her, yeah. Imagine Dolly Parton said that. Do you reckon that the American nation would, an American politician, because you have Jamaican politicians came out to challenge what Chronixx said, yeah? So do you reckon American politicians and their population will come out and say, well, boy, what are you dealing with Chronixx? Alright, raise your hand if you want to make a point, please.
Hold on.
Go on. Alright, no, go on, then ring it up, yeah?
Alright, I'll start with Chronixx first, yeah?
Yeah.
Basically, I believe Chronixx is 100% correct in what he said. Yeah. Man live at Jamaica. Man at Jamaica. You come at Jamaica, you have to respect Jamaica. Same like you go to America, you have to respect America. If you don't respect the thing, you don't know you end up with Buju Man and idiot thing. But the next point you make, I believe say the Americans they will still go to Jamaica because they more want the weed and they want the sun. So yeah, my point that.
Alright.
Yeah.
Cool. Does anybody? All of us come from different African Caribbean nations, yeah? Correct? Yeah. Raise your hand if the Queen or the Queen of England or the President of America has ever visited your nation. Just raise your hand.
They both visit in Jamaica.
Yeah? Right? What has been the response of the people? That's the question. I want to hear, what's been the response of the people? Come talk.
Just say they love
Raise your hand, raise it so we can get you the mic, please. Yeah?
To be honest, the ghetto people didn't really to cater, but the what we call the middle class and the upper class.
Come again, please, sis. Come again.
The Queen and Barak actually visited Trinidad and Tobago, and likewise roads were paved.
Yeah.
Part of our ghettos was blocked off. I mean, with like sheetings that high, so you wouldn't know is even people living there and all sorts.
Wow.
And
That's good.
the average, all right, let's not refer to them as the ghetto folks, but we say ghetto folks because we talk about sometimes the working class and those who live day by day. They didn't to cater because they know that everything you all do in here is just folly.
Yeah.
Middle class, however, sort of pretentious, trying to be mindful and pretend to care.
Sorry.
Yeah, and the middle class and the upper class would glorify, like, I don't know who came, Jesus, God, whoever, because it's just a glorifying thing for the Queen to be here, but the lower class, the people who work every day and struggle day by day, they don't care who come.
Yeah.
They really don't care because I know they don't care because they know when that person go tomorrow. We know our same struggle. Nobody do anything fast.
All right. What if I ask? Has the Pope ever visited your nation of origin? The Pope.
Likewise.
Same thing.
Likewise, a stadium packed with people.
Yeah.
Packed with people and not free. Not even free entry.
Yeah.
To get in to see the Pope. But you have a stadium packed with people.
One of the reasons why Barak Obama is making it a duty to visit places like Jamaica, Ghana, and certain African Caribbean countries, it's a simple thing, it's called public relations, yeah? Because his ratings right now is at its lowest, yeah? In terms of what they call job approval of the president, yeah? It's very, very low, it's in the low 40s at this present time. Also, does anybody, just throwing out another question, does anybody know who the richest people in the Caribbean are? Okay, let me share something with you, yeah? In the top 10 richest people in the Caribbean, i.e. the top 10 richest millionaires, yeah, 6 out of the top 10 are the Marley family. Are you aware of this? Rita Marley is said to be the wealthiest Caribbean currently alive at this present time. She has about, they reckon, about 50 million, yeah, maybe a little more, all right? They are going to decriminalize marijuana. All right, one of the top makers or manufacturers of cigarettes has stopped, from the US, has stopped doing that, yeah, because they now know they can recoup that with medicinal marijuana, and also as well they will have a little for you to use for recreational use. So Barack Obama's whole visit, yeah, was about PR, was about that's what presidents and prime ministers do, yeah. They generate sales for their countries, or what they do is create businesses for their go into other countries, so corporations and businesses from their countries can come into that country. Yeah. Why isn't Jamaica making the most of marijuana, which as hemp, yeah, can make clothes, can make furniture, can make many. In Camden, if you go down to Camden, there's a hemp shop. Go in there and look at the products in that hemp shop. You think it's just going all up in smoke, yeah? Hemp is big business. It can lift the Caribbean and African countries out of debt. But once again, yeah, we will set a precedent for the world, yeah, but we're not going to reap the benefits out of it, yeah, at this present time. And that, I think, is really, really sad. And I think we, yeah, in the diaspora, in the Caribbean and Africa, we have to come together to change that for the next generation, for our children.
Indeed. Are there any other comments? Miss Chantel'e Marie, did you want to say something?
Yeah, no, because I haven't said anything yet. But I was just going to say that
So can we have a round of applause for Chantel'e Marie, please? Queen of Words and Riddims.
No, I was going to say that, you know, when I first heard what Chronixx had said, I really kind of respected the fact that he was honest, because we had a conversation on Words and Riddims about 2 weeks ago in regards to the Trevor Phillips show. And, you know, he's a, you know, prominent black man, and, you know, he had the opportunity to, you know, speak on Channel 4 and actually say something positive about his community and about his people, and he took that opportunity to just degrade us and speak about us in a derogatory way. And I feel like Chronixx, he kind of knows what time it is, and he knows what he's out there to do. Like he said, he's not here, he wasn't born with a career. You know, he's in a prominent place now where he can actually talk his mind, and he's not scared to do so. So you can kind of see where his mindset is as a young man. So I feel that, should he have necessarily called Obama a waste man? Maybe not. I don't necessarily think those were the right words to use, but I think that he kind of used his emotions more than maybe thinking about, how should I kind of phrase it? Because one of the things that I was thinking of at the time is that if you're someone that you're a fan of Barak Obama, and you're hearing that someone else is calling him a waste man, you might think to yourself, okay, so does he think I'm an idiot then? Because I'm not, why am I rating a waste man? Do you know what I mean? So I feel like maybe he could have articulated himself better, but I think it's still important that he's actually using his platform to kind of speak his mind, and it might allow some people to actually ask, why? So why is Chronixx, as a knowledgeable man, calling this man a waste man? And they might actually go and investigate for themselves whether, you know, there's more to him than meets the eye, so.
So Chantel, do you wanna start topic number 2?
Yeah, I think ShakaRa's gonna give a little intro to this one.
Okay.
As well.
You like that? You did like the style there. Let's do that. Shit.
Nice track, alright?
Yeah, that's it. Alright, yeah, I'm gonna introduce it and I'm gonna hand it over to Chantel'e Marie. We're gonna be talking about gentrification. Yeah? Does anyone know what gentrification means? You ready to tell if you know what gentrification is?
I'll bun that, man. Just explain.
I was gonna ask.
Explain. You don't want to
No, there's a reason. We had to try fire one.
No. Just explain.
When I brought Anyway, now seriously. So yeah, gentrification. I should have got the dictionary definition, but basically, what it means is when your local whatever, the government decides to build up your area, yeah, and invest in the area in terms of new housing, new businesses, and so on and so forth. But what it also usually means is that the people that are living in the area usually have to move out. Yeah, so if you were living in Brixton, you have to move, go Battersea. Not Battersea, Croydon, yeah, and Fulton Heath and whatever. If you were living in anywhere in East London, you have to move, go Barking, Dagenham or Essex, somewhere about the place. Yeah, and some people will move to Kent, yeah, and these kinds of things. So the reality is that gentrification is a very controversial thing, because most people believe that, or a lot of people believe that it doesn't necessarily always benefit the people that are living in the area. I'm going to hand over to Chantel'e Marie to take you forward with a specific question.
That was a really good intro, Shaq.
I do thanks.
So pretty much, yeah, every single area that has a really good link to the city is being redeveloped and being what they call gentrification. So I did a little bit of reading up on it, and really how it begins is that you get all the hipsters moving into areas, so all the creative types that kind of want a little place to kind of, you know, cheap rent that they can live in. And it becomes really trendy, and then you get all like the managerial people moving into the area. So, for example, where I work, no one comes from London apart from me. Everyone has left rich mummy and daddy to come and live in London in areas like Shoreditch and Brixton and Tottenham and Elephant and Castle. And it means that when we get to an age where we want to kind of buy property, we can't buy property. And we're asking, is it a class thing or is it a race thing? I know when I was growing up, for example, as ShakaRa said earlier, I used to rave in Clapton Pond, where they used to call Murder Mile. And I found a place the other day that I thought would be perfect for me. It was on the Lee Valley. And when I called up so-called Murder Mile, they're telling me that you need to earn at least £48,000 just to be considered to live there. And this was an area that no one wanted to live to once upon a time. And the problem now is that not only are young people and people who are like in their 30s and 40s not being able to live in these areas, small businesses are being run out of these areas now. And obviously if you look at a lot of these areas, it was predominantly black people that lived there. So a lot of people have issues now. Are they trying to run black people out of the area, or is it a class thing? Like what's
just working class people?
Is it a class thing or is it a race issue?
Alright, let's
and the reasons behind that.
Let's start with somewhere that's close to me. Let's say Brixton. I consider that but us as a nation of people, as black people, we're considered to be consumers. I think being in Brixton, we've had an opportunity to own Brixton and develop more as a community, but what we haven't, because we love likes and we love this and we love borrowing, buying, we never see the big picture. So what we have an area where they've stuck us in and we've built up the area, but we don't own anything. Understand? They stick JD Sports down there, they stick a Foot Locker down there, they put all these businesses, so we make these businesses richer while we don't see the real goal. We're not buying no houses, we're not buying no property, we're not buying no land. You understand me? So now that the area is built up, they've got an easy way of just sliding you out of it. You understand? And we're so unmindful that we go for, you know, these benefits. We don't plan to like do stuff for ourselves and build ourselves up economically. And this is the problem. So this is why they're having it in all these little black areas where they just build it up. We build it up to a certain level where they can now say, okay, yeah, let's step in now and we can make all the money. You can't even buy a house in Brixton now. It's just too much money. You understand? And those who were smart and bought houses in Brixton and now reaping the benefits, which is a really good thing, but I think we just didn't do it on the mass level. That's my take on that.
Try and build your foundation in this country. A lot of us like the easy life. We pay our rent and we live our life paying our rent to somebody else that's going to reap those benefits. Invest in what you want for the future. You might have to struggle to do it, but it is possible. But we get faced by blocks and we're like, nah, it's not going to happen, it don't work for that people and all of that stuff. But it does happen.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, the Reggie at the back.
My mum and my dad may have paid £2,000 for my house. When you've got a new white girl developer coming along and giving them £250,000, they're going to grab that. And they're going to think, boy, I can go and make a house in Jamaica or Barbados, whatever, and give a little money to my grandkids or whatever. I'm gone. But what happens then, they don't see the bigger picture, is that now the area is going to be built up. So this is what's happening now. The area is being built up and we're getting run out. Now, a lot of us, who are fathers and mothers, sold those properties, take the money and, you know, we get a little cut of it and we're gone. And what we don't see now is now. Now we're really seeing it, is that it's getting built up. People know Granville Arcade. That is not Granville Arcade now, that's Brixton Village. Let me tell you something, I go down there and it looks like Notting Hill on a Friday and Saturday. Yeah, they're making money down there. I've seen pictures and I've seen pictures taken and I can't even tell it's Brixton. There's not one black person in the picture. So we're vets talking about, you know, it's good for us to get out of the area, buns, fire. It's not good for you to get out of the area. They're going to keep on you going out the area until they put you back on the boat.
And ship you out.
Ship you out.
I agree with what the brother was saying, and I had a few points in my head, but what I was going to say is, one, we did build up certain areas. So I'm an original West Londoner, and woo, so when there was a lot of businesses, and with West London, remember that's proper central, innit? So they, you know, I've seen the Arab invasion grow up the Harrow Road, and again, they will undercut, they will buy people out. There's a lot of elders that got skanked out of their homes. So with West London, elders came and they did the whole, you know, collective building and whatever, and they built they had houses, proper yards, like big houses, and they proper double, you know, bamboozled the elders them. And again, I suppose it's the education, because the elders never taught their children how to protect their property in that sense. So a lot of elders sold their property for peanuts. Enough of them yards are £1 million yards down in West London. Even where Westbourne Park, all them big properties out there. Also, when we say, to move, and I've seen a lot of people, when you're talking about they just move them further up the Harrow Road. If you lived in like Lisson Green, Edgware Road, you move further up the Harrow Road. But there's a lot of people that they just went straight out of bush. And
the other thing is it's about breaking up communities. Because when you was younger and auntie lived up there and your cousin lived up there and 12 of you went to school over there, that's not the case anymore. So now we're living in a whole different
One of the things that we lack is a practice of group economics. Now, when you don't practice group economics, you as a consumer, you go out to the average high street shop and you spend your money there. They take that money and they do whatever they do with it, whether it's recycled into new stock or whichever. Now, one of the other key things is that we're not distributors. We create, the latest or the last culture, if you want to call it, hip hop, for example, as a culture, the way you dress, the graffiti, the lyrics, the music, everything about it as a culture, as a one whole. But do you own it today, in 2015? And this is exactly what I'm talking about, is the practice of group economics.
Right. I like the way you set me up, regular.
Go on.
Anyway. So this question is, we live in a modern society and they have this thing that they call traditional values, and traditional gender roles, and we all know what they are in terms of what they refer to as traditional. I have a problem with that terminology because traditional for one culture is not necessarily traditional for the other, However, when they say traditional in this society, what they mean is that the man is the breadwinner, go work, bring the money home to the family, where the woman is managing the house. The woman, manages the home, raise the picnic and these. That's traditional, as far as they're concerned. But we live in a modern society, where these traditional roles are often blurred in terms of their lines, So, and it's interesting because whereas the roles may change circumstantially in terms of how much people are earning and whatever else like that, what I'm saying? Women have more, economic independence, if that makes sense, in terms of money and assets and whatever else like that than probably one time before. But it is still expected, well, it would seem, should I say that, it's still expected by and large that the man still performs a particular role with regards to the woman and the family, if that makes sense. So I know enough women, they got their own money, but they would never ever in their lives pay to go on a date. Not pay nothing, because the man is supposed to do that. You following me?
True.
Right. So taking that forward into relationships. Why are people shaking their head at me now? No, there are some. Look, you think it's not true.
We're getting there.
The woman them are telling me that. I've spoken to a woman that told me they're not paying nothing. I'm not saying every woman. I'm saying there are women that do that. All right. So the question is, I can see why you set me up now. The question is it more difficult, to sustain a successful relationship if the woman in the relationship is more successful career-wise than
let's
the man?
let's start with Camberwell Brown here. Now I have to pick him up. He's my cousin. He owns
Camberwell Brown. Fab, you put your name on camera.
He owns a barbershop in Camberwell. One of the biggest barbershops in South London, and I say that because the whole atmosphere alone, you being there and you will sit down and forget that you've been sitting there for 3-4 hours for a haircut.
Alright. Camberwell Brown.
Now, the question relates to you, Mr. Brown.
What's the question?
If your missus makes more money than you,
Is your missus?
bear this mind, she's sitting next to me. It's not even his wife, right next to him. I have to put him on the spot.
Yeah.
If she makes more money than you, do you think you will have a happy home?
Yeah.
So you would find to stay in a relationship where she is minding you?
No, I'm minding me. For one, she's an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. Whatever she makes is ours. Whatever I make is ours. No,
is that what you believe?
Yeah. We got 2 kids and we went off.
Okay.
So everything else is off.
Well said. We're gonna get back to that in a minute.
For all non-Jamaicans, half is half, okay? I'm following.
I should be last.
Revert the question to Reggae. Can I ask a question? Who are you to Reggae Doctor?
I'm Reggae Doctor's wife.
Okay, alright, that's what I make sure. What's going on here? Reggae Doctor, you have been asked.
I personally believe, like, if the woman makes more money than the man, you don't have that help, that lengthy relationship. At some point, in my eyes, listen, women, don't kill me today.
All I'm saying is, man is married, innit, fam? You get me though?
What I'm saying is, if she makes more money, eventually, certain marks are going to be overstepped. Especially if you're making no money. If you're making no money and she's the stronghold of the household, then there's problems. I'm gonna be real. I mean,
but there's a difference between no money and less money.
Well, but even so, less money. If you can't afford, if you can't afford to give her the stuff that she probably can't buy for herself, you're in trouble. You're in trouble.
If you was dating a lady, if you was dating a lady and she's making more money than you, how would that make you feel as a man?
My thing is different. My thing. It's not about wages and who earns more. I'm agreeing with my brother in the sense of whatever comes into the household is ours, if that makes sense. So my family is an economic structure. So we make money. It's not she make money and me make money, if that makes sense. That's how I plan to run my thing. So I don't feel like I have them problems there. That said, within that kind of thought process, it means that there are certain expectations that I have of myself with regards to how much I contribute to that.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
What if she's a millionaire? What if you meet her and she's already in wealth?
Then I got a good home, innit? You know what I mean? I got a good home, fam.
Do you think it's gonna be easy for you to guide her in certain senses if she has wealth?
Yeah, because I think I would only be able to harmonize with a woman who doesn't believe that her worth as a wife is based upon, and my worth as a husband is based solely upon our financial earnings. So I'm a man, innit? No, I'm a man, yeah? So I gotta be able to be a man in my marriage. If I can't be a man, regardless of how much she's earning, I can't do that. So it has less to do with how much she's earning or whatever. You have to respect my manhood. Yes, sis.
When I met my husband, I was working and he was studying.
Who's that?
I had
Who was that?
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles.
Ray Charles. Go on, Ray Charles. Are you? The serenade didn't work, Reggie. Yes.
No, so I had a job.
She give me
So for the beginning of our relationship, I was earning more. He was studying. He was full-time studying.
Yes.
So I think it comes down to the ego of the man, right? Because he could be turning his head, I can't deal with this. She's earning and I'm not earning, but he's not. We're a partnership.
Okay, just as my husband said, I am, and I'm just going to keep it real, I'm a primary school teacher, but I also have my own business on the side. My husband owns a barbershop, and at this stage in time, in our life, maybe I am possibly earning more than him. No, I'm going to be real, I'm being real. But for some reason, or for somehow, it's how he manages his money. I find that it's as though he earns more than me, because he looks after me the way he's supposed to, does all the things as a man, the way he's supposed to, and we work in partnership together. If he doesn't have it, I've got it. If I haven't got it, he's got it.
Well, Reggae Doctor, we always have this debate at home, and you know how I feel about it. It doesn't, as Patrice said, I agree totally with Patrice. It doesn't matter if he's earning less, if I'm earning more. At the end of the day, as we're together, what is mine is yours, and what is yours is mine.
This is mommy now. So everybody that know about, most people that know Reggae Doctor always know my mom, innit? This is mommy Reggae Doctor.
Well, from my experience, it's like, unless I choose the wrong one, because I earn more. But then when you go shopping, you find the husband stay back. And you think they will come out to the money. When you mean at the house, you not do the right thing as a husband. You understand? So all the burden rests on me.
I'm interpreting what you're saying is that it's not just about how much money that they're earning, it's about what they are doing. Alright, so that's an interesting addition to the conversation.
Our motto for the show is real talk, real people, real vibes.
Talking up the things there.
And I know a lot of time when we're on radio, for radio circumstances, Chantel kind of hides behind the mic and not really, she doesn't express herself the way she really feels. So I'm going to put her on the spot now. Right.
This is a usual occurrence on the radio.
Okay. You're going into a relationship where you are the breadwinner. Yeah. You probably have the better job, have the money, and he has virtually substantial amount, very small, very minimal amount of money, but he will do the everything for you. Do you live with that person? Do you get into a relationship with that person? Or would you back out? Real talk now, real talk.
No, I think, it depends on the man. I think, as we said earlier, it's all about, different dynamics in a relationship, isn't it? I mean, sometimes I think women who might be earning more than a man, if she starts to demasculate the man because she earns less, that's going to be a problem. But obviously, the man can do other things in a relationship. It's not just all about money.
Finish?
Yeah.
And there you have it, kings and queens. I want to make a point though. Somebody mentioned about I want to date a bus driver. Let me say something, yeah? People that work for TFO are earning the most money in London right about now. Yeah, find yourself a bus driver. Believe. Alright? We're gonna wrap it up there.